It's one of the big. Another stupid question: do you get to take? I mean, America. There's a lot of beautiful countries, but America is an amazing country as well. Do you get any opportunity to take the landscape in? Do you get to see? Do you actually see any of it, or just kind of flash by you?
Yes. No, I've seen a lot of beautiful landscapes, of course, because I have a lot of time to look around because I'm just riding the bike.
That's one advantage. Yeah, you do have time to take it in.
Yeah, of course there are beautiful sceneries, but then 2 days later there is just boring, straight, flat
cornfields.
Yeah, for a couple of days. So it's not always so exciting.
Yeah. What part of the race do you like most from an optical standpoint?
Yeah, of course the first part, the western part, so like California, Arizona, Colorado, and when you come to Kansas, it gets a little bit boring.
Yeah, when you get to the flyover states, as we call them. Yeah. So for those of us, I mean, a lot of us can probably imagine, but only kind of imagine. What are some of the biggest challenges in the race? What's the messy middle? What do you have to struggle with to perform and to be in that flow?
I think we have to take a step back because you told that people are looking on a celebration on the finish line, but they are not interested in like the tough way to get to the finish line. But I think the toughest thing about a big race like RAM is the 1 year before the start of the race, because
so the race begins the year beforehand.
Yes, when you're in the race, of course, there are big things you can struggle with. It is saddle sores, you get pain on your ass because you're sitting on the bike for days. You get numb fingers. You get like sick because you have to eat and drink all the time.
A lot of those gels as well, right? Those don't always.
Yes, and liquid nutrition and liquid carbohydrates.
Do you take astronaut food as well?
Something like that. Yeah. Then of course the heat. You're riding through the desert for 2 days. It's like 45 degrees Celsius. Next day you're in the Rocky Mountains. It's 0 degrees Celsius. You have the change in altitude, in altitude. Yeah. And then you have the tough weather, sometimes tornadoes and heavy storms in the flatlands. And your knees are starting like to make problems after.
Your lower back, I'm sure too, right?
Yes, so there is...
And your wrists and
But every time when you're in the race and you start to suffer, you know that you have actually invested 1 whole year of preparation to get to this point, and this really helps you to like keep on going. And then you turn around and just imagine you are making a decision for yourself, like it's too much for me, I don't want to keep on riding, I want to quit the race. But then you have to stop and turn your crew, which are 11 people, and they're like spending all their energy for your race. And then you have to look into their eyes and tell them, I don't want to continue riding anymore, so let's go home.
Yeah.
They are not happy with that. So you know that you would disappoint your crew if you just quit the race. And there are some psychological effects which make it a lot easier to keep on going in the race than you would actually think. And also that there are other riders, you have your rivals. Maybe you're in the lead, or maybe you're like, there is another leader. So you want to catch him.
How often do you see the other part? How many people are in the race?
It depends. Sometimes you see
sure there's more in the beginning than towards the end.
Yes, of course. There were like 20, 30 or 40 solo riders and some 2, 4 and 8 person relay teams. But
so there's a relay option as well.
Yes. But the solo riders, you're starting with 1 minute difference. So there is some overtaking in the first couple of hours. Then everybody finds his rhythm. I had races when I didn't see anybody for 7.5 days. But there are also some very tight and tough races where you like have other people before you and behind you until you make it to the finish line. But everything, you have your support crew, you have conversations with your crew, you have the other people in the race, you have still it is very boring sometimes and very tough, but there is always action, there is always something happening. But now let's get back. The really tough thing is the year before the race, because then I am training alone.
Can I share with you a quote we always use in project management? In project management, there's a very, very famous quote that says, failing to plan equals planning to fail.
Yes.
And if we change the word planning, which is another form of preparation, so failing to prepare means preparing to fail.
Yeah.
And I think that's a message that's going to have a lot of resonance with our viewers.